My name is Lambert Marsden. They call me Monty, and the unit I was with was the 1st Canadian Parachute Battalion with the 6th Airborne Division. So I was finally called up and actually joined the Army on 26th of January, 44. Thereafter, they sent me to Brantford, Ontario, Basic Training Centre from Toronto. I did my training there, and they asked for volunteers for the paratroops. I think there was maybe 100 of us volunteered, and they selected 30 to go to Fort Osborne, Winnipeg for further assessments, psychiatric, psychological, health-wise. And from there was, out of the 30, there was 12 of us made it to proceed to Camp Shilo, the parachute training school. Of the 12 of us, 6 of us made it with qualifying as paratroopers after much rigorous training. In March of 24th, we flew from England to Brussels, and we met up with another 17th Airborne Division. So we flew in tandem to a place called Reese and Wesel, Germany. That's where our drop zone was. And, prior to that, the drops had been in nighttime, but this time it was broad daylight. And we had a reception committee waiting for us. And as we were nearing the drop zone, coming over the line, our planes started to buffet because we were under flak fire, and we had 500 feet, and the explosions were happening, and we were just rocking and rolling with the airplane, this way and that way. And when it came to jump, there was 20 men in our aircraft. I think I was around the 14th, and we got all the commands to stand up, hook up, and stand in the door. And when my turn to leave, the second man in front of me fell. I don't know if he tripped or got shot because there was flak hitting all over. So, but I never knew if he died or they come around again and dropped him. To this day, I don't know what happened to him. And, so we got out in this 500 feet above the sea level, and lots of gunfire. You could hear the bullets snapping around you, and, but from 500 feet it didn't take too long, to maybe 4 or 5 seconds to reach the ground, because I think you dropped maybe 120 feet before a chute opened. So you might have had 350 feet to survey the area where you're in, prepare for landing. And I landed in what they call a drop zone. And I knew that gliders are coming in shortly after, 10 minutes after we had. And I was running across the field, and I got shot in my thigh. It knocked me maybe 20 feet. It didn't hurt. Complete shock set in. There was a shell hole I crawled into, and we carried what they call 5 ampules of morphine, and you broke the glass tip off, give yourself a shot through your uniform, and this is maybe about 10 minutes, and then this British medic come along. He said, "How are you feeling, Canada?" I said, not too good." So he gave me another shot, in about 10 minutes. So I was kind of out of it, spaced out, yeah. But then I knew the gliders were coming in. I said, "God, Monty, you're going to be a hamburger." One of those wheels come over where I was. I could see them line up. I don't know if to this day, whether the pilot saw me veered off a bit, but the wings passed over me, the wing, and he crashed into the corner of the forest about 100 feet from me, but there was no survivors. Him and the co-pilot were dead on. But maybe about 10 minutes after that, the mortars were firing, and they zeroed on this glider that came over me. And I didn't know at the time it was full of ammunition. That was like 24th of May. Just keep your head down. Shortly after that, I was picked up by stretcher bearers. I must say the stretcher bearers were, I still really admire them for their work. They were a group of British medics in our unit that were conscientious objectors and didn't carry any weapons, nothing. They took their training, jump training, and jumped in and did their medical tasks.